The anime community has been plagued by a question over the past week, over a character who's getting hate on levels we haven't seen since Rachel from Tower of God last summer, which was honestly a sight to see. The question being, of course, should we hate Gabi? The girl who ignored Falco's advice and the facts in front of her and decided to kill Sasha, the best of the bestest of girls? Most people that I've seen, at least through my scopes on TikTok and Twitter, believe that, oh yeah, we f***ing hate Gabi. Which is completely fair, and to answer the question posed in the title of the video, yeah, we should definitely hate Gabi. But, yes, there is always a but, we must also accept her and understand what she's done and why she's done it.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
Now look, before you go and dislike the video because I'm coming to the defense of Gabi, hear me out. Isayama has made one of the biggest points in Attack on Titan to be the ambiguity of what evil is. He wants us to question who is doing the right thing, if anyone even is. We aren't meant to support Eren wholeheartedly as he commits mass genocide, or be absolutely against Gabi for retaliating when her home was destroyed. Isayama saved Sasha from dying in Season 2 for a number of reasons, and it's not coincidence that he decided to let her die at this specific point in the story and chose Gabi to be the one to do it. I think Gabi is written to be hated, but accepted despite that, because not only have we seen what she's doing, the hatred she's feeling before in Season 1 Eren, but also because she is just another demonstration of the show's theme that history can and will repeat itself through violence. She's another piece of the puzzle that works to show the beauty of Attack on Titan and the moral questioning it creates. The Gabi slander is honestly hilarious, and this scene where like a bunch of grown dudes are just beating the crap out of her is so funny to me. I don't know if that's messed up or not, but it's just to reassure you all that I do also hate Gabi. We just have to understand her purpose in the story before rushing to call her like the worst person ever. Gabi has done something wrong. Of course she has. She killed someone pretty much uninvolved in her reason for revenge even. But everyone has made mistakes, done something wrong. The whole purpose of Attack on Titan now is to emphasize the blurred line between who's good and not. On top of that, Gabi is meant to mirror Eren. I said this in my recent video about Eren becoming the villain, and I just want to make it even more clear here. Gabi is filled with hatred just as Eren was when he was younger. For both of them, this stems from an enemy Titan attacking their home and killing tons of people, including some of those close to them. She's purposely written this way to demonstrate the cycles of violence we see in Attack on Titan, that history will never change unless something drastic, like what Eren plans to do, is done. Think about this. If the story began at Season 4, you had no knowledge of everything that's happened so far before that, you were just thrown in at Marley. Wouldn't Gabi be the protagonist right now? The potential recruit for becoming the Titan Shifter who can defeat the devils of the island. Wouldn't that be heroic? But of course, I acknowledge that there are definitely differences in the context of both characters' backstories. Gabi is fully aware of the fact that Marley did this first to the islanders. A lot of people claiming she deserves all the hate bring up that she ignored this when Falco told her about it. But let me play the devil's advocate here. Look at it this way. Eren is currently well aware of the history between Marleyans and Eldians. That knowledge has not stopped him from killing dozens, if not hundreds of innocent Marleyans and Eldians within Marley, who have never personally done anything to hurt the islanders. If Eren is well aware of the whole historical context between the two nations but ignores it to continue his plan, why should we expect Gabi to stop either? It's Isayama's way of emphasizing that cycle of violence, that it doesn't matter who started the fight, because people are driven by emotions as well instead of just always common sense. Whoever first attacked Paradise Island has nothing to do with Gabi in her head. And before you dispute that, I mean, are you blaming the people of Paradise for what Eldians did centuries before them? The blood-filled history of Eldians subjugating Marleyans, are you attributing part of that blame to Eren, to Armin, the islanders at all? No, of course not, because they didn't do it directly and neither did Gabi. We can't blame someone for the crimes of their ancestors. Her purpose in the broader scope of things is to tear down this double standard for us as the audience. We have a predisposed bias to support the Islanders, to support the Survey Corps and Eren. but we can't expect Gabi to have some moral compass just because she knows that the Marlians may have started this fight. She's just a person with feelings, and she's gonna act on them and take revenge. So I guess I'm not saying that Gabi is good and has done nothing wrong, but that we just have to look at it through a more open-minded lens, something that Season 4 is trying to do a lot. The final season is filled with characters who ride the line between good and evil. The Tybers did the declaration of war to ensure that the Eldians within Marley, the Titan Shifters, still had a use to the Marlians. Zeke needed the Tybers because they had a reputation and the ability to save Eldians who, with the advance of technology that overwhelmed even Titans in the first episode, were on the verge of becoming useless to the Marlians. Once Eldians became useless, people who are essentially slaves, they probably would have been killed by the Marlians or thrown out. I mean, just look at how they're treated now. If they had no use, then they'd be worth absolutely nothing. But by declaring war, the Tybers are not only betraying the peace desired by the king within the walls who long ago colluded with them, but they are making out a minority of their own race who they want to protect into the villains to do so. Reiner long ago invaded the walls, was responsible for tons of deaths, betrayed the Survey Corps, but he's now written with PTSD and guilt over everything that's happened. I mean, can you hate him right now? Eren, I mean, we know how Eren is good and evil now, just watch the season. What I'm trying to say is that everyone has faults at this point. Everyone is bearing the burden of having to hurt someone else, a necessary evil to get what they want, and that's the beauty of Attack on Titan. That's why I love this series so much. The fact that Gabi had to kill Sasha at this point is sad, but I mean, that's what Isayama wanted. He needed the most innocent, lovable character in the show to die, not only to show that there are always stakes in war, the possibility that even with the best plan there will be sacrifice, but also to prove that nobody's all that great anymore. You know, as a manga reader, I still hate Gabi. I still can't really forgive her for what she's done. But I don't think anyone needs or deserves forgiveness in the story. Reiner will always be a traitor. Zeke will always be that one asshole who Levi needs to kill. Like, seriously, can someone please kill this dude? Like, I know he's like on their side now or whatever, but please, Levi, just take him out, man. I'm tired of seeing that bearded face look at me straight in the eyes after killing the Survey Corps. Like, and Gabi will always be Sasha's killer. That is the pain we have to live with as we watch or read Attack on Titan. The loss we have to accept when realizing that no one is wholly justified or unjustified, but that's just the way of the world. As always, this has been the Anime Culture Corner. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for future in-depth show, manga, and character analyses.